Okay, this one is Homely Girl. With this track again, have a listen to the original, and then it will go into how we've played the song at the lead gate, and then I'll explain my thoughts on that one. Check up the clicks. Okay, and with that one, to be honest, it apart from the vocals and the chords, it sounds like a different song. It doesn't sound like we're playing the same song at all. It's a totally different groove. So I think what I would do in that one, firstly, there's different types of one drop. When you think about one drop, different types of one drop, and a lot of the variation in one drop is very small, very minute, and a lot of times it's to do with the hi-hat pattern, because always the kick and the snare, or the kick and the rim, sorry, falls on the second and fourth beat, but the hi-hat pattern is kind of what dictates the flow of the actual particular one drop. And it also dictates what the bass does as well. There's a bass player that I played with in another band. We did a reggae gig, and the bass player wanted to stand near the hi-hats, and he was a proper reggae bass player. He wanted to stand near the hi-hats because the hi-hats was dictating, or would dictate, how the bass, the flow of the bass. So on this particular song, if we listen to the hi-hat pattern, I've kind of let's see how I've done it. The hi-hat pattern, if I put it on with the clicks, that's the clicks, then you'll hear the hi-hat pattern. Yeah, one. And again, it's this emphasis on the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Yeah, and 3 and 4 and you could even keep it. You could even keep the hi at just one and 2 and 3. So you could even do that. I've just added little ghost notes in there. Ghost notes. So they're sort of little filler notes, ghost notes in the hi-hat pattern. They just give it a bit of movement, but they're not essential. So the main one is 1 and 2, but the and needs to be accented a bit stronger. So it's 1. That's gives it that kind of loping feel. Yeah. So if you notice the and 2 and 3 and 4, and then when the kick comes in, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. So I start from the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah. And 1 and 2. Okay. And that's the drums. So it's all closed hi-hat. One and two and three and four. You can do an open hi-hat at certain points, but as long as you have the accent on the and, yeah, yeah. And then when the bass comes in, the bass line, if I've got the bass line right, no, have I got the bass line right? Bass line. Basically on the bass it's just going from a 1 to 3 and then 1 3 5 and then 1 3 and then I'm doing from the that hammer on is from the 4 note to the 5, so I can't remember what key we're in. So in the scale, the numbers of your scale, so the first note in the scale, third note 1 2, then 5 da, 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 and then the 4 da, it's a 4, the fourth note in the scale, slide and hammer on to the 5th note. Okay, so that's the bass line, and that's and I'll put the organ in there so you can hear the rubbish organ. And that's basically that's the song. That is the song. When you play it, we need to kind of keep that solid groove, drum and bass, and everything else on top of it. Once you add, the vocals and the guitars on top of it, it just adds the spices to that solid foundation. So again, another one to work on. While we're on the subject as well, of just correcting, just one, it's a minor correction. It's not that important in the grand scheme of things. It's just something that niggles away at me when I'm playing the song. On the bridge, when it goes, yeah, I was the only one. So it goes to E, then F sharp, then it goes to C sharp. That's a C sharp. Yeah. So it goes, I was the only one, so F sharp to E, carry your books, F sharp, then it goes to C sharp, and then it goes to D, and then back to A, C sharp, to B, and the B, to then to the A. So that's just the one. So the one correction was, I think what we were doing before, we were doing from we're doing there, and we're doing exactly the same thing. F sharp to E. You're playing F sharp to E. You're playing F sharp to E, but it's F sharp to a C sharp. Okay, so maybe we can add that in, and that will just it's probably a bit of my OCD kicking in there. But yeah, that's Homely Girl.